Hello and welcome to Video Game After Live. I'm your host, Joe Lunghi. Joining me today on my panel of experts is...
Chase Weaver.
Yoshi.
And Tyler James.
Thank you all very much for coming here to record the show today. Is everyone feeling excited? Everyone ready to talk about video games?
Always.
Always?
Always.
What the fuck is a video game?
I like to start every podcast with an icebreaker. So today we'll be playing the game name game, which is one of my favorites. Everyone should be very excited.
Okay.
So I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 10.
6.
4.
7.
It was 7.
It's always 7.
I
Now,
was gonna go with 7, but I was like, no.
Don't doubt yourself. That's what I do.
now Tyler,
Look,
I
I
want
ended
you
up
to pick
a
me
miss.
a letter. Any letter in the alphabet.
7.
That's not a letter.
It's not a letter. That's a number, but I
I'm
like
going with M.
M. Okay. We are about to go in a circle naming games that start with the letter M. You have 10 seconds, and if you can't think of one, you're out. We're going to keep going until there's one man standing.
Okay.
You may start.
Mario Kart.
So now all Marios are eliminated.
Okay.
Metroid. All Metroids are eliminated.
Monster Hunter.
I was gonna go with Monster Fighter.
Monster... Is that,
That's not- it's not
is
the
that a
same.
separate
That's-
franchise? I'll
it's a
allow
That's
it.
Nintendo.
It's separate.
It's on Nintendo
separate.
I'll
DS.
allow it.
I think it is. I'm just going to say it is.
Chase will vouch for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got your back. Don't worry.
Mega
I don't know
Man.
what anymore it is.
Mighty number 9.
Well, that's just like
What do you want from me?
MTX versus ATV.
I'll allow it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know there's something called a monster truck, but I can't. No, wait, I can't use another monster.
I mean, if it's Monster Truck, I think that's fine, right?
I don't know.
You gotta know the name of it, though.
Unless they
All
made
right.
a Monster
No.
Hunter Road Rally game.
Yoshi, you have been eliminated.
I would've
Alright.
bought it.
Tyler,
Marvel vs. Capcom.
it's a good one. Monkey Ball.
MotoGP.
Hold on.
There's one that starts with just Monkey Ball before it gets to Super.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm positive.
Okay.
Where's the rules lawyers? I said MotoGP. I'm already good.
Oh, no. Oh, my lord.
I don't think I have any more in me. I have one. Moneyball. That's a movie. No, I'm out.
5 seconds.
Oh, my gosh. No. Madden.
Madden's a good one.
How do we? That shows what our priorities are in.
I had one and you made me forget it. Might and Magic.
Dang it, that was actually mine. I'm quitting now. I don't think I got anything in me that I can think of.
Don't
right
give
away.
up. You have 7.
Give me more time to think.
Let me think with my brain. M games. This is not good to think off the top of your head, is it? Magic the Gathering. Video
I'll allow
games.
it.
Meat Boy, Super.
Nope. Not allowed. Disqualified.
Rules.
All right, down to
What?
2. Monokemia.
Oh my god. Oh my god, how did we...
There's a Japanese game in my head, but I don't know it off the top of my head. I'm done, yeah.
Just to rub it in, Medieval.
You know what we forgot,
You're right.
guys?
What?
Metal Gear.
Metal Gear. We forgot Metal Gear. A weapon to surpass them
don't-
all.
Well,
Trash games don't count. Let's be honest.
I mean, artistic trash.
Yeah. Well, I can't wait for the new Metal Gear game, though.
I hate you. Well, that was fun. I feel like we're loosened up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Stretching out those video game legs. So to start now,
Virtual legs in this real
yeah,
world.
we were gonna do what have we been playing, and I'd like to give that to the winner, but I guess I won.
Yeah, so go ahead. What have you been playing?
What have you been playing, Joe?
What have you been playing?
So I was playing Final Fantasy X for
Alright.
like 3 weeks straight.
You beat it, right?
I finally beat that game after like a decade in the making of me playing it.
How do you feel after all this like trials and tribulations?
It was a wonderful journey. Like, it was a spiritual journey that I have taken with my man Titus and Waka and
Your
Yuna.
boy, Titus?
My boy Titus.
Is it not Titus?
No, it is Titus, in fact.
That's... okay.
It's a little Titus.
how is it spelled again?
Spelled like Titus.
It's spelled Titus.
It's
Oh,
literally
okay.
spelled Titus.
When you say
Anyway,
Titus.
Little T.
he gets a lot of unnecessary flack. I think he's a great protagonist. great. Like 8.0 protagonist is what I would say.
8.0?
8.0.
Okay, I'll actually let you have that
8.0
one. I think I'll let that one
protagonist.
slide because
Okay.
I mean I think he sucks, but like.
And like 8.5 cast.
All right.
Okay, ready? Waka is a plus.
Waka's a plus.
Waka's a
Waka's just
plus.
an openly racist character for no reason. It's this giant idiot.
Waka
It's
is
my
one of like
favorite
the
thing.
only racist characters I've ever seen
He
in a
doesn't
video
figure
game.
out that the person who has blue and green eyes might be half Albed, which is like Albed have only green eyes, or right? It's only green
Yeah,
eyes for
yeah,
Albed,
yeah.
and then regular people have blue eyes. One person has blue and green eyes, and he's like, "What do you mean she's half Albed?" I'm like, "What is going on?"
Well, he lives in like a backwater village in the middle of the island, so
He's
like,
a literal idiot.
yeah, no. But he's also a star blitzball player
No, that's Titus. Like, he's like a mediocre blitzball player.
compared to Titus. Sure.
Yeah.
Because no one else can
Yeah, no one else can
match
do
the
the-
star of
no one-
Xanarkin Abes.
Look, no one can do the check shot. All right.
Exactly.
Except for
Lulu is like not a plus nor a minus. She's just kind of there. That's not a negative.
That's
That's
a
not a plus.
That's a negative.
She's got a belt dress, so it's a plus.
Oh, nope. Sorry.
Dress made of belts.
I played Final Fantasy 6 and 7.
Speaking of
belts are in.
speaking as someone who hasn't played Final Fantasy X, I think belt dress definitely a plus.
Thank you, Tyler.
I hate.
All right, so we've got 2 pluses. Aaron,
What the fuck is a belt dress?
It's
it's a dress made of belts.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's all it is.
What
Belts.
purpose does that serve?
None.
it's cool.
Nope.
Is it just
Everyone
like
likes
literally...
belts.
It's like
Haven't you
Tetsuya-
seen an
alright,
anime in
it's
your
like
life?
so-
It's like that to the extreme.
Tetsuya
so like
Nomura
hair,
loves
cleavage
belts.
exposed, belt dress.
belts all the way down.
All the
Alright.
time.
I want to see a cosplay of that.
I'll be looking up a picture while we talk about this for you.
Kimimaru, obvious.
Kamari
negative.
is just kind of there, but
Yeah.
he's cool. He's a cool blue mage.
He's a cool blue mage.
a cool guy.
Yeah, so he's like you never use him in the game.
He's like this furry
You never
lion
use him in
man.
the game.
Yeah, I used him.
He's not that great.
No, you make him a thief and a secondary black mage. It worked out.
But then you have to do that for a long time. That game takes so long.
Oh, it's so fun, dude. In the sphere grid,
I
love
hate having
the
to switch
sphere
out my
grid.
characters every single battle to like get them all experience points.
Just don't. Just give Aaron all your experience because he's the best character in any
He
Final
is.
Fantasy game.
He's a good character.
You sound like the type of person who only uses your starter in Pokemon.
Never. I'm actually the anti of that person.
The person.
Except for
that-
when it comes to Final Fantasy X, then you're.
Well, I was just playing devil's advocate for you.
Oh, okay.
I believe in balance and equality. Everyone's got to get the XP. Anyway.
I don't.
So that's the second Final Fantasy I've finished. I've played 6, so I've played basically half of them.
You've played the ones that people consider good so far, yeah.
I mean, let's not say that because everyone considers every Final Fantasy to be good, depending on who you ask.
Yeah.
Like, so, Final Fantasy, mediocre JRPG series.
Yeah.
Just gonna throw that out there.
You're not wrong. Like it's like a 1 out of 13 hit almost like with them.
But 10 is the closest it's gotten to being good, as far as I can tell.
yeah, you're right. 12 is the closest it's gotten to being good as far as I can tell.
Definitely what I said.
Okay,
Yeah.
we should move on.
Right.
Chase, what have you been playing
Yeah,
lately?
Chase.
I've been playing Puppeteer, which is a PS3 game.
That's the move game, right?
No, you're wrong.
What's that one? That's Gunslinger.
That's Gunslinger.
That's
Yeah.
Gunslinger.
Puppeteer is like you play as a little puppet and you can switch out heads to do special abilities. It's probably the best looking game I've ever played in my life. I think.
Really?
Hands down, right now.
That's not a belt. Oh, that is a belt dress.
That is a belt dress. Now you
was
see the
like-
belt. You're like, what are you talking about? All right, never mind. I'm taking
That's
it all
it.
back. That's a belt dress.
Continue.
Puppeteer's like gorgeous, like actually gorgeous. I think that game looks better than any PS4 game out right now. Just by art design, like it all looks like it's on a stage for like a puppet show, and it moves like that. Too bad the game stops every 15 minutes for a cutscene.
Now, all I can think of right now is Paper Mario.
It's like a Paper Mario, like that's not how it looks like, but for puppets,
Right.
pretty much. And
Okay.
it looks like fantastic. Like that game holds up extremely well, graphics wise, but the comedy's really not funny at all.
Oh,
I'm
no.
not laughing at all, and it's like
Aw.
15 minutes. I'm not joking. Where I'll like just sit there and be like, I want to. And it's a platformer. If you're like platforming, you'll just hit a wall every couple minutes. We'll be like, here's a little joke bit. We're gonna do a little joke bit here. All right, now you keep playing. 2 minutes in, here's another little joke bit, and you're like, I don't want to. No more joke bits, please. And it's like, all right, gotcha. 5 minutes of gameplay, 30 minutes of dialogue, and you're like, I don't want to play this game anymore.
Oh, man.
I'm just pushing
Oh.
myself through it because it looks like phenomenal. Like
Mm-hmm.
I haven't gotten to a level where I've been like, this doesn't look good anymore. Like once it starts doing that, I think I'll drop it or not. But that game looks beautiful, but everything else about it is just trash. The platforming is really boring. The background, like interaction stuff, kind of sucks. Like you put a special head on, you do a little dance, and you get something. It's like that's like the hidden mechanic is like you have heads for your puppet, so it can be like a bat. And if you see a bat sign appear, you're like, I do my bat dance, and then I get some more lives. or then you're platforming.
I'm so sorry to hear that, dude.
It's so
That's the
disappointing.
worst, is when like the game is so
So
aesthetically
beautiful,
pleasing
It is.
and
and
everything
the
around it is
gameplay's
garbage.
It's
Yeah.
legitimately one of the probably the best looking game I think I've ever played right now.
Have you played Child of Light?
Yes,
Okay. And like that game is really
that game looks really good.
pretty.
Puppeteer looks way better. Like I've
Really?
not had a game like be like, wow, they've just done this aesthetic perfectly, but everything else about it, not at all. And I've been playing Dragon Quest VII, which is good.
Which is a literal 120-hour video game.
It's so long. There's so much backtracking in that game. It's so Dragon Quest. It's like you go talk to someone and then you backtrack, random encounters ensue, or not random in this game, they pop up, but they pop up in front of you, so you just like slam into a brick wall for a random encounter pretty much. And then you talk to that guy, then you go back to that person you talked to, and you talk to them, and then you go back to that person you talked to before, and they're like, all right, now you can do the dungeon if you want to. Then you go to the dungeon, you're like, not ready for this dungeon yet, better go buy some weapons, leave, go, and you can't teleport because you're in the past, so you go to the past teleporter out of to teleport and get the new weapons, and you're like, I hate this game.
I'm reminded of
It's good though.
Twilight Town in Paper Mario 2.
That is the
Yeah.
most egregious example of backtracking in any video
Oh
game.
yes.
That's what I think.
It is
It's not as
absolutely
egregious
absurd.
as that because like those things can be like pretty quick and you can move pretty quickly, but
Mario is not fast.
There's
Mario
some
is not
flowery
fast.
motherfuckers in that forest that want to fuck your day up.
Oh yeah.
they always want to fuck your day up.
God. That's like the one thing that keeps me from replaying that game
And
constantly.
the entire the
I don't
entire
think Paper
fact
Mario's
that
a
you're
replayable game.
going back and forth to like retrieve a letter of the alphabet.
Which is arbitrary for a million reasons, because you could just end it there.
Yeah.
like I think that's a funny like joke to like have to find the M or like find I forget what it is.
It's
like,
the L.
It's the L. Sorry, I'm totally haven't played 1,000 Years Doors in at least 7 years. Like I think that's funny, but you should have done that at like that time. Like you should be like, okay, like you should have to backtrack to start doing this back and forth.
Right, right.
Garbage. It should just be like just keep moving, linear it up because that game's linear.
And I think the worst part of it is that you can. It only takes away, I think, the lowercase L, and you can put in the capital L, and the game's like, no, you're wrong.
Does not count.
Who fucking names their kid that? That sounds dumb. He says that.
His name is Dupless.
Dupless. And he's like,
Duplicity.
who names their
That's the
kid
joke.
Dupless, but with a capital L?
Anyway,
Dumb name.
back to Dragon Quest. Where
It's
does
good.
where does 7 stand in your pantheon?
I haven't beat it yet, so like those games don't start till about 20 hours in each of them.
At least.
Like I just got like vocation stuff,
Oh gosh.
but I just mastered my first vocation, so now I have like someone mastered warrior, someone mastered monk, so now I have someone mastering monk and someone mastering warrior, and then I have a priest going into mage. I don't know how to do the monster stuff in that game still. I keep sending them to like monster meadows. I don't know where that is.
The monster catching stuff?
Yeah, it's like
yeah.
you send them to Monster Meadows, and I go to this place called like Monster Haven, and nothing's there. I'm just confused, or it's in the past somewhere, and I forgot where it is. I just haven't cared to look.
Are you sure this isn't an MMO? This sounds like an MMO.
10 is an MMO.
10 isn't it?
Dragon Quest 10. Never came to America though.
For good reason.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Dragon
But
Quest.
hey,
2.
11 is on the horizon.
11 is on the horizon.
That's an exciting game.
And what's the building one that's coming out?
Dragon Quest Builders.
That
which
game
is-
looks really good.
It's a Minecraft clone in like every sense. Like it looks so shameless, but I've heard nothing but good things.
Yeah, it looks really
Really?
good though. Like it's like, oh, this is a clone, but also like has Dragon Quest charm, which means it's gonna be actually funny and decently good.
And there's like a plot. It's
Yeah.
like
Oh, okay.
everyone in the world has forgotten what it means to build
Yeah.
and like construct things.
So everyone's like, I just put these two things in, and I was like, what's going on?
Yeah, like
And you're
everyone but you. So you just show up and you're like, oh, I'm just gonna like build this house. And this girl's like, what? What do you mean build? What are you talking about?
Where do they live?
Just in the world.
Yeah.
Okay.
The world has been taken over by the evil Dragon King man.
Yeah.
They just
Whatever
sort of
whatever the
World of
monster of
So
the
they're
Darkness.
year
just living
is.
off
Yeah.
the land.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's a hunter-gatherer society. And
Oh, okay.
It's really like an allegory for how civilization started, actually.
Dragon
Okay.
Quest got deep, man.
I love the puns in Dragon Quest. Also, I like Tongue Fu Master. It's a man who fights me with his tongue.
Dragon Quest is pretty great.
It's pretty good
Definitely
puns.
not a mediocre JRPG series.
I forget what there's like a Pokemon, not Pokemon, monster that has like serial killer as its pun. It's like it's like a porcupine. I think it's like spiky killer or like squealier killer. And I just keep laughing every single time I see it.
Those localizers are having a field day.
They're having a good time.
Serial Quiller.
Yeah, serial quiller. That's actually what it is.
I
Nice
have
pickup.
never played the game. I
He
just
got the pun.
that is the pun.
Yeah.
You should
That
get a
is
job in
clearly the pun.
localization,
Yeah,
Tyler.
finally it's time.
You got a future, kid. How about you, Yoshi? What have you been playing?
So speaking of puns, I've been replaying Undertale.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
trying to get through the peaceful storyline. I forget what it's called.
Pacifist.
Pacifist. There you go.
Pacifist, yeah.
I'm trying to get through that one.
Hurt no man.
Yes.
That was the runner-up for Game of the Year last year at
Really?
VGAL.
Because
Well-
there's too many Metal Gear fanboys on
There's
the show.
3 Metal Gear fans on
There,
this show.
there were a lot
Wait.
of Metal Gear
It was a
fans
5
on the
to
show
3
last year.
vote.
Are
That's a good
you kidding me?
I'm serious.
Yeah, Metal Gear won last year.
How?
Okay.
I voted
Besides
Undertale
the
for the
point.
record.
Okay, now I gotta like, what the fuck?
Wait, pause everything, bring it back to last year.
All right,
Wait,
rewind.
what's happening?
Yeah.
Well, it's obvious.
I
Metal Gear
wasn't
5's
here
a better
to
game than
I wasn't
Undertale.
here
Okay,
to
well,
defend
you're
it.
wrong.
Technically, I'm actually right, standing in the standards.
I've opened Pandora's box. This was a terrible mistake.
Rocket Punch.
Okay.
Okay, let's bring it.
That was
I-
literally a
let's bring it
bullet
back.
point for voting in its
It's a
favor.
really good point.
Okay, back to Undertale. Why do you love it? Why are you replaying it? What makes it so great?
Okay, so I get really bored playing games that like go on forever.
Mhm.
So like I need a specific task or like an obvious plot to keep the game going, or else I just abandon it and I'm just like, I'm done.
Don't play Dragon Quest VII.
That's what it sounds like.
There's,
Or like,
there's a lot of plot.
so like that's why I don't play Skyrim, because it's just like I don't know what to do.
Also, it's a bad game.
Skyrim is also a bad game.
So don't worry, you're fine. You're fine not enjoying
Jason
that game.
Joe dropping hot
Not-
opinions.
Hipsters
It's
on
not,
this
it's
show.
not a hot opinion. It's just a fact at this point.
Damn. Continue.
The game's a kiddie pool that lasts for like 100 feet.
That analogy has never been used before.
Go
So
ahead.
that's why I've been playing Undertale, just because I don't have time to find another game, like brand new game. And then I've also been jumping on that. I actually never got off the Overwatch train.
Right.
Waiting for that Sombra reveal.
Is that the new
Oh,
character
don't
coming
get me
out?
started.
What's-
Okay.
Tell me about this new character. I know nothing.
Nobody knows anything, and that's the problem. Reddit is like frothing at the mouth, trying to figure out anything they
Like,
can.
they're
Reddit
get.
is
going into
always
the-
frothing
they're
at
going
the
into
mouth.
the
More than
coding
usual, like
to figure
actually
out
more
stuff.
than usual.
It's like what happened with Fez, where you go into coding and you have to figure out the puzzles. That's what people have been doing, basically.
Like if
Overwatch got deep, man.
Yeah.
I don't even want to
Someone tried
like
to make it
hear
deep,
the
actually.
name Sombra. I'm just sick of it. Like she'll come when she comes.
Yeah. I'm just excited.
Do we know
'Cause
what she looks like?
It's just
She's a
we know it's
sombrero.
a she.
She's probably Hispanic.
It has a
That's why I'm
sombrero.
excited.
Good guess.
I like representation, so that's why I'm very excited.
Okay. Overwatch definitely goes for the representation
Oh, yeah.
route.
Yeah, there's
Yeah, there's gorillas.
There's gorillas, of
That's
course.
all I can think of at the top of my head.
Harambe's he's represented.
Right.
I will
Reinhardt.
not have Harambe's on my podcast.
Do not bring
Rest in
memes
peace.
into this zone.
I'm not bringing memes into this zone. At no point did I whip my dick out.
Tyler, how about you bring some video games into this zone?
Okay, let me bring some video games into this zone. Recently, I have been replaying Borderlands 2.
Okay.
I use the term replaying loosely because I never actually beat it.
Same here.
Yeah, so
Understandable.
it's what tends to happen with me when I try to play Borderlands 2 is I don't like playing solo because I'm bad at shooters
Okay.
and I will die really quickly. So I get a group of friends and I'm like, hey, let's run through Borderlands 2. And they're like, okay. And then because they've all played the game a million times because they're good at shooters, they just leave me in the dust and I'm just like, ah. And then also they can play like twice as much as I do, so I'm like never there. And then they're like, okay, we just ditched you and left you behind. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Now, Borderlands 2 is a very popular video game here on the show. There's a lot of people who are very big fans of it.
There are.
I know the perfect way to play Borderlands 2.
What is the
Ready to
perfect
hear
way
it?
to
Don't play
Borderlands?
it.
Turn off the volume. Just turn it all off. Put on some like nice music or like a video to watch, and then just like do all the quests if you're playing by yourself, and pick the guy who puts down turrets and heals himself. That's Borderlands 1. I don't know how to play Borderlands 2.
Borderlands 2 is more or less
I
the
played that.
same.
I played
There
that
is
with
a guy
my
that
friend.
puts
More
down
bullet
turrets.
sponges.
I played with that with my friend, so I actually don't know the experience of not playing with my friend.
You're supposed to play that game with your friend.
Yeah.
That's
It
really
is-
a
I don't
code.
have a lot
It
of
is designed
friends.
around playing with friends.
I did not know that when I bought the game, and I had no friends. Well, that sounds sad, but I
Okay,
had no
no,
friends
no.
that played video games at the time. So it was like,
Just get it off
Sure.
your chest, Yoshi.
Yeah,
It's
sure.
all
Just
right.
say
We're
it.
here
It's
for
okay.
you.
We're all friends here now.
guys,
Yeah.
let's talk about the real stuff.
Right. No, video games are the real stuff.
Video games are as real as it gets.
Let's get down to
Yeah,
it.
These are the issues that matter.
This is the realest conversation now.
Yeah.
Did
Anyway.
you just whip your
Yeah.
headphones like a scarf?
Yeah,
I mean,
that's the
I
actual
think
analogy
it's
I use when I whip
fashionable.
my,
This
when I whip
is-
my headphones around.
I
my
would
neck.
like to remind the panel, this
VGA
is an audio podcast.
So I just took my headphones, whipped them around my neck like a scarf.
It's very
It's very
fashionable.
stylish.
It's VGHL
Yeah.
chic.
I gotta be into
God.
it. I'm into it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I am
Okay.
too.
Yeah.
I have also started playing 9 Hours, 9 Persons, 9 Doors.
That's
which is,
supposed to be a great game.
it is fantastic.
That is
so
such
far.
a Joe Lunghi game.
It is so much so. Like I was
Should
sitting
really play
there
that
playing
game.
it, and I was like, "Shit, Joe should play this game."
I really want to. It's on the list, but as you all know, the list is very long.
The list is exceptional.
Is it ever
long.
growing?
The list is literally like 1,000 games.
Gotcha.
Holy shit.
You don't have time to play 1,000
I've just been
games,
playing my
Joe.
really bad video games on my PS3.
It's
Like,
a
that's been
lifetime.
the list.
Oh, yeah.
Objective.
I also still play a shit ton of Overwatch and Rock Band. Woo.
Rock Band, which one?
The
The
newest
newest
one
one?
currently.
Oh, really? How is
Did
that?
your stuff transfer over? And everything?
No, because funny story, all my original Rock Bands are on Wii.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah. So I'm
Did
just
not
sitting
work
here
out.
like, hello, harmonics.
You made a bet on the future. You bet wrong.
Well, I never owned a PS3, and
No 360?
I have a 360, but I got Rock Band 1 before I had a 360. So the only system I had at the time that could play it was Wii. And then when I got 2 and 3, I was like, okay, might as well just stick with the same console family. And then
What instrument? What's the instrument of choice?
I can actually play everything to a fairly high level, but primarily I am a guitarist.
Gotcha. Okay. My friend plays the drums a lot. That's what I know.
I-
He loves drumming.
I say I'm primarily a guitarist, but that's mostly when I play by myself, because when I play with literally anyone else, they're like, I don't know how the hell drums work, and I'm like,
It's so hard. You
"Hand me
just
the
hit the things and hit
sticks."
the pedal it when it's
Yeah, but
red.
my friends have no rhythm.
Okay.
Oh,
gotcha.
Which
that's
is-
an issue.
That's
it's
hard
sort-
for a rhythm game.
Yeah, I was about to say, prerequisite for a rhythm game, you gotta have a little bit.
I like playing bass. Like that's where I'm at.
I always thought
it's the
Wii
easier
Music
guitar,
would
and I'm a
cannibalize the
child,
sales
so-
of Rock Band.
Okay, I had some good times with Wii Music.
You're going to defend Wii Music right now?
I am...
No.
Get
No, just
off
don't.
my-
Okay,
Get off my
okay,
podcast.
hang on.
We're gonna do that on E3 show to just like doing that.
It was
No.
legendary.
It's really good.
In no way whatsoever is Wii Music a good game.
Okay.
But it is goofy as shit, and I had a good time.
Would you give it a 6.0?
I would give it a 6.0.
Okay. You know, I love some 6s. You know, 6s have their place in my heart.
Yeah. I played Wii Music with my little brother a lot. I've got a lot of nostalgia for the game.
That's good. It's all good. Nostalgia is a wonderful, terrible thing.
It is so bad. So bad.
Well, we went through that pretty fast, actually. So we were going to do a news story, but then we decided not to.
Yeah.
Because, you know, that's not how this
'Cause
podcast
we
works.
hate you guys.
We don't want to force anything.
Wow.
If we don't want to talk about the news this week, then we're just not going to, you know? We're not going to be fake. We're not the bunch of fakers out here in the video game podcasting
I
biz.
found you, faker.
So let's
Faker.
jump straight into our last, but probably going to be very long segment
Heck yeah.
Super down.
called "Let's Build a List."
Let's build
Let's
a list.
do it.
I have never done this before, so we're gonna see how long this takes.
What if we
Okay.
build
Obviously,
more
this
than
will vary.
one list?
We're built.
No,
Let's not get ahead of
let's
ourselves.
Let's build a list, not a
Let's not build
What
all the lists. You understand?
What if we build a list of what list we need to build?
If that's the topic the panel chooses, then so be it.
That sounds like a bad idea.
So
That sounds like that one could last actually forever.
again, I wanted to give the winner of the icebreaker the choice,
There
but
you go.
giving the host the choice is boring. So I'm gonna give
Well,
you
this
guys.
is the Host Choice Awards.
I'm gonna give you guys two options, and we'll vote. There's three of you.
Okay.
Okay.
We can do the top 5 GameCube games,
Ooh.
or the top 5 any other console games that you guys can pick. I don't
Okay,
care.
let's do-
Literally pick a console. We'll do the top 5 games for that
Okay,
console.
but like GameCube though?
I think GameCube is very like entertaining.
I
in the
was-
top 5 list.
GameCube is like a blip. Like,
It's contentious.
It's not there for me. Like,
Okay.
I didn't own a GameCube or had like GameCube.
GameCube
games.
I guarantee
was
you'd have some
my-
hot opinions about it. Though.
Yeah, I think I've played like GameCube games. I don't think I played a lot to be like.
Okay.
Let me bring some GameCube
Literally
stuff
my
in."
entire childhood was the Nintendo GameCube.
All right, then let's.
Do we want to do the GameCube?
Yeah, I'm in.
down.
Okay.
I can start on hot opinions no matter what. I'm here for reasons.
We're trying to make a ranked top 5 list of the best GameCube games. Now, these don't have to be exclusives, but I find that it always ends up being exclusives. But
Well,
just
yeah.
know, if someone wants to say Resident Evil 4, then so be it.
Metroid Prime.
You're gonna put
No.
Metroid Prime? Okay, hang on. He can say his piece. Tell me why Metroid Prime should be in the top 5.
Give me your
It's a
incorrect
good.
argument.
It's a good Metroid game. It's one of the better Metroid games ever made. It actually has like good atmosphere because they put you in the first-person perspective, so you feel like you're more in there than you did like in Super Metroid or any other Metroid game. The shooting works because it's like lock-on, easy to do. I actually like the scanning stuff a lot in that game. I enjoy myself with it. Like I don't know what my arguments. I can't like counter an argument when I don't have one available yet.
Well, we're talking 1, not 2, right?
1, yeah.
Okay. Tyler, what's your counterpoint here? You seem upset.
Yeah, my counterpoint is that you're trying to call Metroid Prime the best GameCube game.
Well,
No, I'm saying
He
it's
said
on the
top
list.
5. He
Yeah,
didn't say
I'm-
number
I'm
1.
putting it on the list.
He's nominating it.
Yeah, I'm just.
We gotta marinate a little bit.
Yeah.
I may be a little biased just because I didn't really enjoy Metroid Prime. That's not really my genre.
That's not a bias. That's just not liking the
You
game.
just don't like
Yeah.
it. Like, be proud that you don't like
Okay.
something. That's what me and Chase do.
Yeah.
We're very
Okay, yeah.
proud.
We wallow in our anger.
I'm not a fan of that genre. I didn't like Metroid Prime that much.
But do you
understand.
like the other Metroid games? Have you played Super Metroid?
I have not played Super Metroid.
Okay. Okay. Would you say Prime is better than Super Metroid?
No, I'd say
Side
it's the
questions.
Second.
Okay. Okay.
I think Metroid Prime's like a fantastic game.
I think Metroid Prime has a good chance of landing in the top 5.
Yeah,
But let's-
I'm not saying number 1. I'm saying it's
let's
in
just
there.
continue throwing out games for a little bit.
Super
and
Mario
just get an
Sunshine
idea.
is
Hang
not
on, hang
on
on.
the list.
It's Yoshi's turn. Yoshi,
For what?
what GameCube game do you think belongs in this top 5 list?
See, here's the thing. I didn't play a lot of GameCube.
Why didn't you say anything
Oh,
when we
my
were choosing the
lord.
topic?
Yeah, I thought everyone didn't play. I was like, oh, I'm out.
No, that's the only thing I did play when I was like a small child.
Was the GameCube?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because my cousin had one, so I was just like,
Throw out a.
let's play games.
What's your
Sort of hot
favorite
jam.
GameCube game?
So these are the only ones that he had at the time was Naruto.
Okay, Naruto.
Yeah.
Gonna make it on this top 5. All right.
Yeah.
Do we all have to give a game?
I mean, it does. We're just gonna like get
We're
a
just gonna-
list,
yeah, we're just
and then
gonna-
we'll cut the list.
Okay.
We're
you know?
building the
We're
list.
building the list.
Hashtag build the list.
I played some good Naruto games.
Is there a
with, like, my
subtitle to this
cousin.
Naruto game?
It was one of the fighting games.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Oh,
It was.
God.
Naruto breaking.
Okay.
There's
Naruto
like
breaking the
that
bonds
narrows
of
it
the
down to
GameCube.
like 12, right?
Yeah, something like that.
I was like, dude, you're not gonna find it.
It's
But the GameCube, yeah, you might be able to find that one.
maybe like
Maybe.
Shippuden, was that?
I don't
Oh.
think Shippuden happened around GameCube
Yeah, I think it
era.
was a 360.
Okay.
It's earlier than that.
Yeah, I don't know
It's probably the one
titles
where-
of Naruto games either.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us for our Naruto podcast. How
It
about that
had
Sasuke?
Oh
It
man.
had to happen eventually.
Fucking hate Sasuke. First of all,
Okay.
I've never seen an episode of Naruto in my life.
I've seen 150
I've
episodes of
seen, like,
Naruto.
You can
Four.
get the hell off my podcast.
Tyler, do you have a game you'd like to throw into the pile
I'm
here?
going to nominate literally my favorite video game of all time,
I know
Paper
what you-
Mario: The Thousand Year Door.
Okay. I think that has
It's a good- it's a
very
good pick.
That's a very good pick.
Take off Melee.
I love that game. Okay.
Melee. I don't think Melee is gonna make it on
Okay.
our top
Yeah.
five.
No,
Good.
hang
That's a
on.
good thing.
I didn't say.
Here's the thing, because
All right, I'll actually have
Joe
this
doesn't
argument
like
with you.
Melee.
Yeah.
You don't like
Yeah,
Melee.
Melee's
You're
the
putting,
worst-
you're putting words in my mouth now. Hang on. I like Melee.
Wait.
I just think that there are better
Okay.
games
He's
that
trying
I
to
would
say he
prefer to
thinks
play.
There's
Brawl
better
is better
Smash
than
Brothers
Melee.
games than
Wait,
Melee.
I think
What?
Wii U is better
He
than
thinks
Melee.
Brawl is better than Melee.
I would rather play Brawl than Melee, but
Yeah,
I
okay.
can recognize that Melee's probably better. I
You
just
are
like Brawl a
hedging
lot.
so hard.
Man, you're
right
really
now.
not.
I'm playing all sides
we,
here.
We hold on to our opinions here. I'm doing the biggest back down ever right now.
Okay, is it not allowed to like multiple things, just of varying qualities?
You
Like,
were-
Oh, I'm
hang
just,
on, hang on.
saying it's not bad. Is it hot or is it?
No. Okay,
You
they
were
can
just-
all be good. I just like some more than others.
Oh my god.
I can like Brawl without thinking Melee is garbage.
Yeah,
like,
I can think
like
Melee's.
both of
I
them.
can think Melee's a game for children and people who like
Oh,
it
they're
are
all
child.
no, they're all game for children.
Thank you. Okay.
Much like all Nintendo games.
Yeah.
I feel
children's
like
games.
if we talk any louder, Josh is gonna come in here and fight each and every single one of us.
Yeah, let's summon Josh. Anyway, I'm going to nominate Melee because it literally has to be on this list.
I
There is
would
no
agree.
there is no game and console as synonymous with each other as it is Melee.
So I'm
and the
gonna make this
GameCube.
argument. I don't give a shit about what other people think. I give a care about what I think and what these three other panelists
It's true.
think.
This is the panel's
Yeah,
opinion.
yeah.
However, I will fight for Melee.
Okay.
I too will fight for Melee.
I'd fight for Naruto harder than I'd fight for Melee.
Those are
That
fighting
is
words.
your opinion.
Certainly
Oh,
fighting
I gotta
words.
side with these on that.
Yeah.
With Melee.
Okay. Chase, rotation again.
Pikmin. But I think what's the good? What's the best Pikmin?
I
you
like
think?
one better than two, but I think I'm in the minority.
I think I liked two better.
I'm gonna go 2 on this.
Okay, we'll do two. That's all right. Pikmin is Pikmin.
Yeah,
Pikmin's
Pikmin's
great.
good, yeah.
Love Pikmin.
I mean, when you get right down to it, you can nominate one Pikmin, and you're basically nominating them all. They're similar enough.
We could be bold enough to be like, yo, Pikmin 1 and 2. Does that crack the top 5?
Pikmin 2 is like an expansion, let's be honest.
It is. Okay. Yoshi, next pick. I know there's one you have. I
There's
know
gotta be
that
another video
you've
game in
told
there
me there's a
somewhere.
video game you very much like that is on the GameCube that's going to start more controversy. I'm going to spoon feed it to you.
What was it?
It's called The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess.
Oh yeah.
The best GameCube Zelda. Mic drop. I'm putting it on the
I
list.
felt like that cut deep into here as
Okay.
a person.
Okay, well, you know what? I guess I know what I'm about to nominate,
Yeah.
which
Oh,
is The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker.
The best
second-
GameCube
the best-
Zelda.
second best
The
GameCube
best,
Zelda.
the
Well,
best GameCube
It's
Four
a
Swords
Zelda.
good
Adventures
one.
is pretty fun, guys.
But
I'll have the art of Now it's time.
Hang on, we skipped over Twilight Princess. Yoshi, why are you nominating the best GameCube Zelda?
it was the only one I played at GameCube on the time.
All right, that's
Oh,
good. That's a
jeez.
good opinion.
Okay.
We can,
I
Okay.
had
I can
limited
destroy that
access.
opinion.
I don't
Hey.
like that supporting argument, but
Joe, you may have to come up with your own supporting argument for Twilight
That's
Princess.
okay, I will.
I'm pretty sure you can.
I got it.
There's enough.
Now,
I'll
see-
finish-
There's
I'll
enough
finish
in
the
that.
fight.
There's enough in that game that.
now see,
Yeah, there's
I,
enough in that game that I've played before.
I like Wind
And
Waker.
the things they added were garbage.
Because, you see, it's a Zelda game that's actually, like, fun and charming.
Are we
and
just gonna do the Zelda
entertaining.
talk right now?
It's a Zelda
Can
game
we
for the
just jump to
people.
it?
It's a Zelda game.
So you really are you telling me you want to nominate a Zelda game that is not finished, that is an unfinished game, that is a rushed mess,
I guess this will be
that
my
is
argument.
missing content?
I enjoyed the unfinished game more than the finished game.
That's a fair argument to make.
Because
However,
the finished
that's
game sucked.
That's disgusting. You are disgusting.
I agree with Chase.
Yeah,
Really?
It is insulting.
Like, yeah, he nominated. Of course, he wants it to be.
Yeah,
in the Twilight
Wait,
Princess.
I am
for this reason.
I am sailing along on a boat, and I'm like, oh man, let's go
And
to
I'm
the
like-
third dungeon. Oh wait, it's not here. Sup, whale?
I'm on the boat. I'm like, wow, this game looks much better than anything Twilight Princess did in its whole 40-hour
Wow,
gameplay
there's this
experience.
really big empty ocean with
And it looks
nothing.
way
Yeah.
better than
The
Twilight
art-
Princess.
You know what? It's much like the Puppeteer. It looks beautiful, but there's nothing to do in it. and
That's
the
every
gameplay is
Zelda
ass.
game.
The
Sure,
art
but there's
direction for
stuff to
Twilight
do.
Thereins is
There's-
garbage.
That's subjective.
Everything
That's
to do with
entirely
Twilight Princess
subjective.
is
the entire list is subjective.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Oh, I love this so much.
All right.
This is the best
What's your
segment
game,
ever.
bud?
What's my game?
Yeah. What's
What's
the
your game?
What's in the game?
Let's talk about Super
It's in
Mario
the game.
Sunshine.
Fucking take it off the
Let's
list.
talk about Super
No,
Mario
hang on.
Sunshine.
No.
I'm gonna have to argue with you on this one.
Let's talk about Super Mario Sunshine.
All right, go ahead. No, it's fine.
So, Super Mario Sunshine
The worst 3D
is
Mario
the worst
game.
3D, real 3D Mario game because it's better than 3D World.
Nope, it's
3D
actually not.
3D
It is
World
better
is
than 3D
garbage.
World.
I'd argue 3D World's way better.
3D World is hot garbage.
I agree with Joe.
That is not worthy to be considered a 3D Mario.
Wait, what's 3D World again? Is that
That's the Wii U one.
the Wii U one's way better? Nope.
No, it's not.
It's so
Okay.
bad.
Yoshi, back me up here.
Okay, let me tell you about Super
Yes.
Mario 3D World. Super Mario 3D World is literally just New Super Mario Bros. With a third dimension.
You're right. You know what's better than that? You know what's not better than that? Super Mario
You're right.
Sunshine.
is better than that.
Sunshine is better than that.
Splat.
Okay, so here's why Sunshine's a cool game.
All right, well, here's why Sunshine is a cool game.
Here's Sunshine's a cool game.
Sunshine's a cool game.
You show up to
grab tentacles,
Isle
cool.
Delfino, you know, cool new setting.
Nope.
Yeah.
Tropical themes. I do think that it kind of hurts the game because it all just has kind of the same scenery, but I think they really nailed that setting. And it's got great vibes, you know?
Yeah.
I
Isle Delfino
enjoy
is
being in that
iconic.
world. Like,
That's
the
a
music,
little over the line.
the art
I would call
style.
it iconic.
I would not call Isle Delfino even close to iconic.
Flood, you know, Flood's a cool guy.
Flood's a good man,
Flood's a
alright?
cool guy. Is he a guy? He's a robot.
Flood
Flood's-
is the water
Flood's the
pack.
jetpack.
I know what Flood is. I
Yeah,
don't know
yeah,
what
yeah.
it is though.
Bowser Jr., of course, who could forget?
Everyone.
No. Bowser has a conversation with his son about who his mom is at the end of that game.
English dialogue.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
is a Mario game with voice acting.
We're pushing
Give it some props.
the plot
Yeah,
of the
that's
Mario
what pushes
universe
it
forward.
Give
And then bring it right
some
back
credit.
to Galaxy, the better
Okay.
games.
Super Mario Sunshine is the most ambitious Nintendo has been in the last 20 years.
That's a lie, but all right.
I can say ambition's good, but when your ambition is like you untied your shoelaces and then fell on them and then like got nowhere and everyone else just kind of looking and like being like, that was a bad misstep. And then they had to go back and do something else to make up for it. Sunshine sucked.
Sunshine is not a perfect game,
You're
but
right.
I think it is a great game.
Yeah, but I don't think it's a top 5
It is
game.
an 8.5.
You're right. And these games are 9.0s. Take it off the list!
Wind Waker is a 7.8, but I mean.
Wind Waker is a... All right.
Anyway,
Here's my,
your next pick.
here's my devil's
Let's move on to
bargain.
the
No,
next
I'll have a
game.
devil's bargain with you.
All right.
I'll be okay with taking off Wind Waker if you take off Sunshine.
We have a whole panel here.
Okay,
to
but
contend
that
with.
destroys both my opinions.
Yeah. We're not just
Where's
gonna.
my say in this?
I
3
think
against 1.
I think we do one more rotation. We'll have 12 games, and we can start cutting.
I'm trying to think of a game now.
I already have a game.
If anyone has a game, Tyler,
Yeah, you
feel
go
free to
ahead.
throw your third out there.
Luigi's Mansion.
That's a good one.
That's a good
It's
pick.
a darn good game.
Better than Mario Sunshine.
Super
I agree.
underrated.
All right, good.
I actually think it's also better than Mario Sunshine.
A lot of things are better than
Sunshine
Mario
make it cut.
Sunshine.
Luigi's Mansion is like a really good 3D game.
It's just a good game.
It's just a good game. You could stop right there.
I was gonna call it a 3D Mario, and then I was like, that is wrong on a lot of levels.
Tell me why you love Luigi's Mansion.
Why I love Luigi's Mansion is because the atmosphere is just nailed so perfectly, and the gameplay is tight. It's not like I feel like Luigi's Mansion would have gotten tedious if it were a longer game than it is. Like people knock it for being as short as it is, but I think that they nailed it perfectly so that it would not get boring.
Luigi's Mansion is a game where you walk around a haunted mansion with a vacuum cleaner, sucking up ghosts, trying to save your brother Mario.
It's the best Ghostbusters game that's ever existed.
It's the game where Luigi steps out of Mario's shadow and gets to be the hero. And he's just this big, goofy character. Like, the way he stumbles around the mansion.
He's the only Mario character with personality.
Mario!
Like men say.
There is literally a call for your brother
Yeah,
button.
Mario.
Okay, sorry.
All right,
Oh, boy.
Resident Evil 4. Just gonna
You're
slip
just gonna
it in
put
there.
Resident Evil 4 out there?
Yeah, it's the
It
best.
was overdue.
Never
best
played
GameCube
it,
game.
cannot comment.
It's one of the best games ever made. Just like hands down, period. It's fantastic.
Okay.
Of its time, especially.
Some would argue that it destroyed Resident Evil and survival horror altogether.
I would say survival horror died because people were like, this works fine, and just like didn't actually make a survival horror game. I think Resident Evil's allowed to change after like the 4th entry and then like whatever spin-offs they made.
I think a lot of people can point to that game as being the beginning of the end,
Well, it came back. It's called indie horror now. It came back in its own weird, bad way.
such as...
Survival horror games? are
Yeah,
coming out?
name one.
What would you say? Like the new stuff?
The
Like
Evil Within?
Evil Within is not. That's not indie. Oh, first of all,
Well,
Evil Within is not indie.
No, I mean, like, would you say that's, like, one of the newer...
No,
like...
I say that game's like not.
Oh, okay.
First of all, I say that game's like a 6.0 actually.
Okay, all right. I love that we're throwing out the ratings here. This is good. This is good. The
Evil Within-
objective ratings.
Objective ratings. Evil Within, not a great game. Who'd have thought?
I mean, it was made by the dude who made 4, right?
Yeah.
Was it the same director?
Same director, yeah.
So wouldn't you have thought it'd be a good game?
No.
Oh, okay, whatever.
Just like
I'll
how my number 9 was.
So,
made Mega
I have a
Man.
confession to make. Resident Evil is a series I have never touched, and I feel like it's a super Joe Lunghi series because I would love Wesker, and I would love over-the-top bullshit.
So the people who get mad at Resident Evil 6 for being over the top bullshit are the people who are the biggest babies. Resident Evil 6 is a fun game.
I've heard that.
That game's legitimately a lot of
Is
fun.
that where Wesker gets shot in the eye, or is
That's
that
5.
5?
5 is
Okay.
where you punch a boulder into a volcano.
Like,
to
that
fight
sounds
Wesker.
that sounds
Okay,
cool as
that
fuck.
sounds pretty awesome.
That sounds
Yeah,
cool
you're,
as
you're
fuck.
so
not
you're
gonna
in the
lie.
you're in the middle of a volcano fighting this like man who can like dodge bullets, and you're like your partner just gets like on other end, and you're like, I gotta save my partner. So you start punching a boulder to break it. So your kid like doesn't push or anything, he just goes like holds it, and then goes like and like uppercuts into it 3 times, and eventually it falls in the lava. It's a really great scene. A lot of emotion. I felt it.
It belongs.
And then you
in
shoot a
the-
rocket into Wesker's face, and he dies in a volcano.
Definitely belongs in the discussion.
Yeah, it's one of the better Resident Evil games.
Yoshi, do you have anything else?
I'm just gonna keep on defending that Twilight Princess.
I like it.
Okay.
Put Twilight Princess on there again. So you take it off one.
Makes
No,
the
it's
list
not.
twice.
Comes back again.
So I just wanted to do a quick run through of games we might have missed. How do we feel about Fire Emblem Path of Radiance?
It's a,
To my eternal shame, I have not yet played it.
It's a really good
I'm
game.
a big fan of that. That's my favorite Fire Emblem.
I'm tempted to say sure just because of how much I love Fire Emblem, but I have not actually played it.
No one's gonna make the argument for like Beautiful Joe or anything in there.
Never played Beautiful Joe. Big
I'm not
Platinum
gonna-
fan though. So
I'm not
I
gonna
mean,
like fight for it,
you
to be
know.
honest.
Okay, I think we've got a lot of games on there.
Fire Emblem's great though.
Part
Nope.
of me wants to play Devil's Advocate for Pokemon XD.
No.
Well, that was quick. I guess I got shut down that quickly. Well, you know what they say.
Does
Do we have
anyone-
any non-Joe Lunghi
Yeah.
opinions?
Any non-Joe Lunghi opinions? Speak now or forever hold your peace.
Donkey Kong Jungle Beat.
You play that game with bongos.
Bong-
That's
bong-
pretty
Hey,
cool.
Donkey Konga is a classic rhythm
That's
game.
pretty cool.
Boom, boom, boom.
Does anyone like Kirby Air Ride?
Yes, a lot.
I like it, but I'm not gonna like. Fight
I don't
for
think
it.
it's top 5 material.
It is the best Mario Kart game.
I was gonna say Double Dash.
Double
next.
Dash is-
I was gonna talk about
Double Dash is better than Air Ride. Double Dash legitimately is the best Mario Kart
I think
game.
Double Dash is better than Air Ride too.
All right, then let's.
Not by
Should we put
much.
Double
though.
Dash on the
I'm of the
list?
I
opinion.
thought
not by
Mario Kart
much.
was already on there.
It was not.
No, that
Was
was.
it?
I said it for the icebreaker.
Okay, then yeah, put Double Dash on there.
yeah,
It's a
put
good
Double
game.
Dash in there.
Those kart racing games. Are
I'm thinking.
good.
That's a lot of the important stuff. I don't want to nominate a Mario Party
Neither do
Well,
I.
those games are bad, so.
If we did, we would nominate
in the
4
best way.
For the record.
They're bad in the best way.
Mario Party 4 was one of the better Mario parties. So
I feel like that's what someone says about every single Mario Party I've ever.
No,
talked to.
It's
One of
true.
those.
I'm a fan of 6.
I'm
I
of the
rest my case.
I'm of the opinion that the best Mario parties are 2, 3, and 4.
You're a purist. I respect that.
I'm looking at GameCube games to see if there's anything I actually care
I'm just
about.
We could talk about. Oh no, was no. Okami was
Sonic
not on it.
Heroes.
Sonic, no. Mm-mm.
I would,
Evan is in the control room right now, freaking out that we're not nominating Sonic Adventure 2.
I
Battle.
would. I
Well, that
will.
game's bad.
Would you like me to? Would you like me to state my case on Sonic Adventure 2
Oh,
Battle?
you would do it if I said no. So
Yeah. Okay. My case on Sonic Adventure 2 Battle.
Okay, good. It's supposed to be hot.
Sure, it's not a polished game. Of course, it's not a polished game. It's a goddamn Sonic game.
You're right.
Sonic.
I don't know why you're hurting your case. But
I'm
okay.
trying to come up with a good
Sonic-
argument that is
Sonic
more than
Adventure
just
2
I
Battle,
liked this game.
it's
a
my
lot.
favorite bad game. I'll give you that.
Chow Garden. That's my argument.
I think Chow Garden's a strong argument. I don't think it's strong enough to beat these other contestants.
I think it was better
Actually,
in the Dreamcast
it's
version
stronger
anyway.
than Super Mario Sunshine. I'll give you that.
You actually are going to tell me Sonic Adventure 2 Battle is better than Super Mario Sunshine.
because I enjoy myself more when I play Sonic
Oh,
Adventure 2.
man.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
that's valid. You're not wrong.
Tensions heat up on the podcast.
Intentions heat up here, boys. Also, I don't feel strong about most of these. I didn't own a GameCube. It was never my system. of
Sonic
choice.
Adventure 1 might actually be a better game than Sonic Adventure 2.
It is,
but I
but
like
they're
Sonic
both bad
Adventure 2
games.
more.
I think we've got everything that matters.
I think Sonic Adventure 1's a better game, but they're both bad.
I can't in good faith nominate Adventure 1 under the GameCube umbrella just because the GameCube port is so bad. If it were Dreamcast, sure.
All right,
But this is not the best Dreamcast game.
This is not the best Dreamcast games. That
I
would be
would-
a short list.
The last one I would nominate
Yeah,
would be
really.
Tales of Symphonia, but that's like my least favorite Tales game even, and
Yeah.
we can do 5 better games.
I've
So
not played
honorable
Symphonia.
mention just to say it.
Skies of Arcadia.
That is a game with a lot of good ideas,
And not a lot of polish.
but bad execution.
Oh, yeah.
Which is really unfortunate. Okay.
Just like Super Mario Sunshine. Okay.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have
Just like
13. We have 13 games on this list, everyone.
We have to cut it down to 5.
I think we should first cut Naruto.
I would agree with
Yeah.
that.
Sure. Let's
Okay.
cut it. I feel strong about that one. Now I'm just not
Let's
feeling
For
just
me,
go-
it was just more the nostalgic of it.
Let's
if
go in a
anything, but,
circle
like,
making
not.
cuts, and I'm going to go to Tyler first because I know the first game you're going to cut, and let's just wait a little bit.
All right.
What would you like to cut? Not that it necessarily gets cut,
Let me look at the list.
but what do you think
Um,
doesn't belong
Hashtag
here?
build the list.
Build the list.
I think we should cut Pikmin 2 because I think it is a good game, but I do not think it is a top 5 game.
Really? I thought Pikmin 2 had a solid spot.
Yeah, I thought Chicken 2 was like solid in there.
Yoshi, tell me about your deep Pikmin thoughts.
I never played Pikmin.
Really?
How do you feel about the name though?
Pikmin? No, I know what Pikmin is, but like.
The best new
But what is-
Nintendo IP.
but what are
Literally
Pikmin?
before Splatoon, that was the newest
I would
Nintendo
have to
IP.
look at the list and see like
Well,
what's
I
better.
will not
or-
cut Pikmin. Then I will cede my cut to.
Would you like to do a replacement cut? Or
I'm good. I'll wait.
Okay,
for
we'll go
another
around the
rotation.
circle.
Replacement
again.
cut.
Replacement cut.
I'll wait for
I'm
another
gonna
rotation.
go ahead and kick out Sonic.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
put
What?
Sonic.
yeah, we should
Yeah.
kick out Sonic.
Yeah.
Good call, Yosh.
Get him out of the
Aw.
Olympics.
Good call.
That dude's been doping.
Haters.
What are we down to? 11?
Yeah.
Hey, everyone's
no,
hating
we
here.
didn't even eliminate Pikmin
If we could
You're
talk
right.
About, if
That's
we
because
could
I
talk
got
about Unleashed-
outvoted.
because it's still 12.
Chase is thinking. He's contemplating.
Don't do it.
Chase, I think it's a little early to have that conversation.
I don't think we.
Melee
No.
should be cut.
All right.
Whoa, no.
Josh will
No.
literally strangle you on Monday
I
or
don't
Tuesday.
No,
I'll
Like,
strangle you live on
I don't-
TV.
I'm joking. I'm
Okay.
joking. Let's let's seriously cut Super Mario Sunshine. Let's all be real for a second here, and like let's cut Super Mario Sunshine. 'Cause every other game on here, I feel stronger about than that game. Like I would be okay with having Zelda, Twilight Princess, and Wind Waker on the list over Mario
Tell
Sunshine.
me why you don't like Sunshine.
I think the setting sucks. I think it's too bland. I think it looks awful. I think that game looks like trash, actually. Like especially when you get to the what's the level with the mushroom, like the giant mushroom.
Oh, that level sucks.
That game looks like it also sucks. It looks like trash. The flood mechanic is really boring and sucks. The fighting with the flood is awful and garbage, and no one should like it.
I will say it bogs down the platforming for sure.
Also, fighting the same boss 17 times in a row is also a
hey
really
man,
bad thing.
PD Piranha, iconic.
Why don't you pull off that octopus's arms 8 times again?
I think the best parts of that game are when you don't have flood.
You're right. The best part of that game is when it's not its game.
Is when you're playing just this platformer that's like 64.
Yeah.
Like that's the best part of that game. Don't you think, Tyler?
As much
You're
as
right,
I love
Super Mario
Sunshine,
64
I
is
do
a
have
better
to agree.
game.
Those are the best parts of the
Like,
game.
all I'm
And
saying is-
I'm not saying Sunshine's better than 64. I'm just saying I think I disagree with you on the setting. I really like the setting.
I think that's fine, but I think like Mario Kart Double Dash, Fire Emblem Path of Radiance, Resident Evil 4, Luigi's Mansion, Zelda Wind Waker, Zelda Twilight Princess, Pikmin 2, Melee, Paper Mario 1000 Euro, Metro Prime are just better games hands down.
Okay, let's cut it.
Yeah,
Let's cut it. I'll cut it.
Okay.
I feel good about something in my life now.
So now we just did a round of cutting. I think it'd be funny if we did a round of locking in now, like
Okay.
just games that should be locked in.
Okay.
I'm gonna be a martyr and just lock Melee in
Okay, that's
because
fine.
it
That's
Okay.
fine.
like it has to be.
I'm making my
Yeah.
jokes for Melee. That game, like, legitimately is
that game
good.
is like so important to the GameCube. It's
Yeah.
not even
Okay.
funny.
Any
You don't know anything
objections
else
to
we
me
can do.
locking in Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door?
I'm not going to get ejection from me.
I think
it a lot.
that's my number 2. Honestly,
Okay.
I think that's a little nice to Paper Mario 1000 Year Door.
I mean, it's my number 1.
It's an
so, like-
extremely flawed game, but at the same time,
Oh, it's really. That's why, like, I'd bring it down
yeah.
more. It's
No,
just so
it's
flawed.
definitely flawed, but
But I
I
like
think
it a
what's
lot.
there is just really cool.
It's also the
What
only
it-
good
the
sequel
things
to
it-
Paper Mario there is.
The things it does well,
Well-
it does so incredibly well. The things it does poorly, it just does really poorly.
So Yoshi, what game are you trying to lock in here?
There's 2 choices for me: either Twilight
Mm-hmm.
or Luigi's Mansion.
Oh, those are both very good games.
Yeah.
Speaking as my unbiased opinion, I think Luigi's Mansion definitely better lock
As
in.
unbiased as I am, Luigi's Mansion is a perfect lock.
I'd love to lock both of those games in, but Yoshi, it's up to you.
I'm gonna lock Wind Waker right in.
No, see, if you do that, though, I really want to lock
It's
in Twilight.
strategic. It's
I
strategic.
could.
This is
No, I have my game.
This
body
is House
lock.
of Cards.
It's not. Wind Waker's
is-
actually not my lock.
this is House of Cards. He's playing with you. He's gonna rock in Resident Evil 4.
You're also wrong,
No,
friends.
because
Good.
I personally really enjoyed Twilight Princess. Like, that would be my pick.
It's a great
Then
game.
lock it in.
Lock it in if you feel that way.
Alright.
Well, now someone has to lock Wind Waker.
No.
What do you lock in?
Metroid Prime, baby.
Oh,
The good game on this list.
Okay, all right. So these games are just put to the side of the argument for now.
Good.
It's not that they're necessarily on the list, but we're gonna be cutting, not them.
Time to cut
For the
Double
time.
Dash.
I honestly think Double Dash is the next game to cut. I think Chase is right.
Yeah, I don't think it's top 5.
I don't think any of the Mario
It's-
Kart games will ever be a top 5. Those games aren't like great
Cutting.
enough ever on
We
their
are
own.
cutting Double Dash. Double Dash has been cut. We are down to 9 games. We have 4 more games to cut.
All right, flip me the list.
I think there's a clear game that gets cut next.
So Wind Waker, you're trying to make a Wind Waker
Nope,
dab?
nope. It has a 4 in it.
I agree. I think it's Resident Evil 4.
I think
I'll
Resident
let
Evil
it-
4 has
I'll
to
let
go.
it go. I'll let it go.
It's
not-
the
not
ninth
exclusive.
best GameCube game.
It's not exclusive. I'll let that one slide on its own. But Resident Evil 4 is like really, really good. I play
It's
that game once a year.
It's
probably.
definitely super influential.
Also, that Chicago typewriter as a gun. It was almost super funny to me. It's the strongest gun in the
It's
game.
got to do with a chainsaw.
Yeah, it's got multiple dudes with
It's got
chainsaws.
Leon.
do you
It's
think,
Leon's
then?
in
Leon!
it. Leon!
Okay.
President's daughter.
Out of the list, I feel like
She's
the next
monkey ears.
one would be Fire Emblem.
You take that back.
All right, no, I'm actually gonna put
Really?
my foot
So
down
let's-
here.
let's-
and
over Luigi's Mansion.
Let's talk about Ike.
over Wind Waker, over Twilight Princess,
I
not over Metroid Prime, but over every other game on there. I put Fire Emblem as
Ike
my
is
And
the
Pikmin?
best
Oh, yeah.
protagonist
Okay.
of any Fire
I'll
Emblem
cut
game.
Pikmin before I cut Fire Emblem.
I am
Maybe.
going
I'll go ahead and
to
cut
disagree
Pikmin.
with you saying
Cut
he
it
is
before they
the
notice.
best.
Just cut it
I
now.
will say he is the best that was not in Fire Emblem 7.
Ike is alpha as fuck.
I like. I am
My
not going to
testosterone
ar-
pills are finally kicking in.
I'm not gonna disagree with you on that. I'm just.
Do you know his story? You said you haven't played it, right?
I have not.
I don't want to
played
pull
it.
the
Wait,
card that's
Ike
like you
is-
haven't played it,
this is the one
but
with
like
Ike?
yes,
Which one's Fire Emblem 7?
Whoa.
7 is Sacred. No, it's the first on the Game Boy.
It's the first on the Game Boy. It's the
That-
one that's just called Fire
The
Emblem.
first
game's
one
really
in the
good.
U.S.
Yeah, I've played that
It's
one.
it's
That's
with
got
the
Eli Wood and
Eli Wood and Hector and,
and
Lynn.
Lynn.
And for the record, Hector is the best of those three.
he's not. Well, I guess he's technically kind of a protagonist.
What do you think? What should we cut?
I didn't say he was the protagonist. I said he's the best lord.
Let me tell you. Let me tell you about Ike's story. So semi spoilers here.
All right.
Ike is a dude.
Okay, that's not really
Whoa.
a spoiler.
Ike's a dude.
Whoa.
So
I never
Does
saw
he have
that
blue hair?
coming.
yes.
Okay.
He wears a
Yeah.
headband actually.
Yeah.
It's like a dark blue, right?
No, I'm joking.
I don't
I just
know.
realized
Yeah.
we never nominated the Twin Snakes.
There's a reason we don't nominate
Yeah.
twin snakes.
Anyway, so Ike lives in this mercenary band. It's his father's mercenary band. They're just doing mercenary things. Basically, this other kingdom attacks this other kingdom, which is where their mercenaries are stationed. Stuff happens.
Standard Fire Emblem
There's
bullshit.
There's a Black Knight. He murders Ike's father.
Oh,
So
no.
Ike is left with this band of mercenaries in shambles. They're like exiled because they have the princess and they're trying to keep her safe and get out of the country. He's just like, oh my god, my dad is dead. I have to take control of this group of random people. Half of them just left because they're mad now because they only follow my dad. So it's this sort of like rise to power of Ike and him sort of like maturing to become a leader from being just like this boy. He becomes a man. And he goes on an adventure.
In a sequel, he becomes really big.
He's got a giant
gets
sword.
He gets
ripped.
really
He's
buff
so
in the sequel.
big.
He
Yeah.
gets so ripped, it's unbelievable.
And then he kills a goddess.
Yeah.
So
At some point, everything works
There
out.
are definitely games remaining that you could cut that are worse than
I was
Path
gonna
of
go with-
that. How I perceive Path of Radiance, at least.
I'm gonna go with Pikmin after that.
that hurts me deeply.
Let's see. Read the game.
There's okay, so the ones that aren't checked are Pikmin, Wind Waker, Luigi, and the Fire Emblem.
I cannot.
Those
in
are all
faith-
good games.
I cannot, in good faith, cut Luigi or a game that I just forgot that you
cut
said.
Pikmin. Just cut Pikmin.
Just cut Pikmin.
Cut
It's got to
Pikmin.
be
Just
done.
cut Pikmin.
Really?
I
Over-
really-
Cut it from me.
Look,
Over
just-
Wind Waker?
I-
Just cut me.
I really wanted Pikmin to make it because I love it.
I've already
but-
had to make sacrifices.
Look, this isn't going to be easy. We've
I already
already
have.
established
I'm
it.
just trying to keep Metroid Prime alive.
Oh, I'm
baby.
having
It's a
no
great
troubles
game.
with
He's
this. I'm having
picking.
a great
He's
time.
put his eggs in one basket.
Yeah, I'm putting my eggs in multiple baskets.
I'm fighting for a game that's like not even my favorite GameCube game. What am I doing?
And it's gone.
Wind Waker is better than Metroid Prime.
So let's cut Wind Waker.
Luigi's Mansion is better than, or rather, yeah, Wind Waker's better than Metroid Prime.
Tyler, it
Luigi's
sounds like
Mansion
you
is
want.
better than Metroid
Tyler, it
Prime.
sounds like you want to cut the Wind Waker.
That is not what I said.
I think we should cut
I
the
said
Wind Waker.
literally the opposite of that. I said it's better than Metroid Prime, which is, we have locked in.
All right.
Chase, what do
Hear-
you think? You have the list.
Hear me out.
You're
Okay.
destroying
I
the
think we're
list.
getting to the point where we can start talking about those games that are withheld and don't need to be withheld anymore.
Are we down to 8 games?
We are down to 7 games.
You may unlock the locked games.
All right. Let's get real for a second.
Oh
Here.
God.
Under no circumstances are we cutting Paper Mario. This is
No,
not
no, no.
negotiable.
I honestly
That's
think
one of my
Paper
favorite
Mario
games.
is locked in.
That game's locked in. Don't
That's-
worry. That game's a top
You know what?
5
Just
no
put a
matter what.
lock back on Paper Mario. No one's gonna get rid of that one.
Check mark. Okay. And Metroid Prime.
No.
Okay.
Oh,
No.
We don't have this
Nuh-uh.
far. I already
Yeah,
made the
where did
rules.
that check mark come from?
Whoops. All right, let's all like sit down for a second. I know we really fought hard for Fire Emblem. Let's cut.
All right,
Fire
let's go fire him. All right, I've said my piece. I've said my piece. It's time for it to go. That's fine. That's fine. It's the 7th best GameCube.
Yeah. Let's be
We already
real.
decided it.
We had a good argument for it, but that game is like, no, not actually.
You're right.
Not
You're right.
quite. Not quite.
I can't disagree. So we're down to Metroid Prime, Paper Mario, Thousand Year Door, Melee, Twilight Princess, Wind Waker, Luigi's Mansion. So we have 6 games. We only need to cut one of them.
Twilight Princess.
Out of those 6, I would.
either-
Are we gonna put
No.
2 Zeldas in the top
We're
5?
not.
Either-
Twilight Princess
No.
off the list.
It
No.
sounds like you said on the list.
It's
I
on the list.
I would cut either Twilight Princess or Metroid Prime.
Me-
I would cut Wind Waker,
You know
No,
what?
no, wait,
or
If we're gonna play this
Wind
game,
Waker.
I would
cut
cut
Wind Waker.
I would cut Wind Waker.
I would cut Wind Waker.
Yeah, let's cut Wind Waker. I'm keeping Metroid Prime on this list. That game's a top 5.
All right.
No.
It
I
sounds
would-
like we're cutting Wind Waker.
I will lose my morals to keep Metroid Prime on this list. That
Wind
game's
Waker-
amazing.
Wind Waker's a cool game with a lot of good ideas, but
But-
You
poor
said
execution.
I would rather cut Metroid. You threw Metroid Prime under the bus.
You threw
therefore
Metroid Prime
you
under the
threw
bus?
me.
You had this coming.
I never threw Metroid Prime under the bus. Metroid Prime has been under the wheels since I
You're
sat down.
Same with Wind Waker, and I guess that thing's just being ridden over. Cut it.
Tyler, Are you okay with us cutting the Wind Waker?
I don't think he's okay with it, but I think it's past that point.
I don't see what else we're gonna cut.
Twilight Princess is not better than Wind Waker. But
In
if
what
you
way?
Really
wait,
have-
wait,
I mean,
no,
he's not-
no. Let's
Okay,
dive
so-
into this.
Okay, let's
Why
go.
is Wind Waker better than Twilight Princess?
I think they are similar ranking in levels of plot and gameplay. Wind Waker wins for me in the art direction.
Okay, we can talk about art direction all day. I think a concrete thing is that Twilight Princess has 9 dungeons, whereas Wind Waker has like 5.
I'm gonna say this: the wolf sucks. It's every part of that game where he plays the wolf.
The
is
boat
bad.
sucks.
The boat's fun. I don't know what you're talking
I
about.
enjoy
Dude,
the boat.
I enjoy the boat.
Dude,
I enjoy
I like
boating.
put that controller down. I like go in the kitchen. I make a sandwich. I come back.
Is
I'm
that not
still
relaxing to you?
sailing.
Or you're just like, man, this is a good time.
No,
you
but-
sit
Boring.
back, you put on Abelard, cheap talk, and you're just going.
You know how everyone shits on the Triforce fetch quest?
Yo, I'm already good with throwing Wind Waker under the bus. Like, I'm totally on. I'm just making arguments here. Metroid Prime stays on the list. That's the argument.
I just think the boss fights suck in Wind Waker. I think the items suck, except for the Deku Leaf.
I'm gonna pause.
Let's talk about the.
Let's pause here. Zelda games suck in general. Like, let's just get this out of the
Oh my
way
God.
right now. Let's
Oh
just get
my
this out of the way
Lord.
right now.
Oh my lord.
They're all very subpar games. One just looks better, and the other one's just subpar looking. So like that's why Wind Waker's better. Like, that's the actual.
Your argument is literally you think one looks better than the other,
Yeah.
because
Because
games are so
I
much
have
more
because
than
those
that.
games are trash.
I have more arguments.
Besides the point.
No, it's
Like the art style should be like the icing on the cake. It
Wind
should be
Waker's.
it's like looking at 2 garbage bags and one smells better. I'm gonna pick the good
Okay.
smelling one.
Twilight Princess has a great soundtrack, and it's
Wind
got the best
Waker's-
companion in all of Zelda.
Wind Waker's soundtrack is much better than Twilight Princess's.
Like what? The Great Ocean song you hear a million times.
Dragon Roost Island,
It's a good.
Midna's Lament.
Dragon Roost Island's actually probably
Midna's
one of my
Lament.
favorite.
Like,
Mulgara Battle.
the overworld theme is amazing in Twilight Princess.
Do you have to be a wolf when you're in it?
You can be a wolf if you want to.
Games
You have
suck.
the option.
You have to. No, you have to be a wolf for a few hours.
Fucking
Oh, for
cut
1
Wind
hour.
Waker.
For
I
1
don't
hour.
care anymore.
All right, it's been decided.
It was decided before I started making my arguments. Nothing I said was
That's-
gonna change your mind.
That's true. He's not wrong.
That's not true. We're
All right.
a panel. We
Yeah.
vote together.
Yeah, you two were voting together.
And then I was gonna be on your back, and then you threw Metroid Prime.
That
there,
was all
and
on
I
you, dude. You
I-
threw
I
away
pulled
your
that
ally.
support right back and said no.
What the hell else am I gonna propose we cut?
Twilight Princess, just
I
the
don't think
actual.
Metroid Prime is top 5.
Well, guess what it is now.
Well, no, he's being honest. I respect
Yeah.
that. So we're down to 5 games. Metroid Prime, Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, Super Smash Bros. Melee, Zelda Twilight Princess, and Luigi's Mansion. Now, does anyone have any objections to putting Paper Mario at number 1?
No.
That's anticlimactic, but I think that's how this room feels.
Let me see the list real quick. Start to me.
I think the only possible alternative is Melee,
Is
and
Melee.
I know this room is not full
But
of
this
Melee
room,
fans.
like, we would be doing that out of...
we would be doing that
not
out
our
of
opinion.
respect
Right.
rather than like actual personal enjoyment.
I think if we all like Paper Mario more than Melee, that shouldn't stop us from doing
Yeah,
that.
Paper Mario's number 1.
Paper
Yeah.
Mario's number 1.
Okay.
Yoshi, you good with this?
I am.
You're just
fine-
looking
fine with
silently.
it.
Solemnly.
Solemnly.
Please walk away.
I think Melee and Luigi's Mansion are the contenders for 2 and 3, and I think
Let's talk about Metroid Prime. Let's talk about Metroid Prime. I
It's-
like Metroid Prime.
It made Metroid good.
I know.
There's not a good Metroid game. Like, there's not a lot of good Metroid games.
Didn't you say Super Metroid was better?
I said it's made it like good. Like when you had that, you had like Super Metroid, and you like there was nothing for a long time. You're like,
Fusion.
Fusion's not good,
Okay.
dog.
All right.
Fusion's not that
right.
good, dog.
Okay.
I like Fusion. That game's like a 7 though, and like Metroid Prime's like a 9.5.
Loving these scores. Continue.
Thank you. It's all just arbitrary numbers throwing them
Yes,
out.
yes. Love numbers.
Metroid Prime's one of the best games for the GameCube, just hands down. Like that atmosphere for that game is perfect. The intro to that game is perfect. The combat for that game perfect. The platforming made first-person platforming work, which is
that is a big deal.
almost possible. It just tilts the camera down to your feet a little bit when you jump, which is like one of the best ideas. It made exploring in a first-person camera in a Metroid game actually like feasible and good. Like I don't know, like that game's like one of my my number 1 lock. But I'm like I like Paper Mario a lot. Metroid Prime's like a 3 game to me at least. I'd put Melee. I'd put what was number 2? I'll be Luigi's Mansion, Metroid Prime, Melee, and then whatever that last game
It
is.
sounds like Twilight Princess is going to be number 5.
Yeah, that's what it is going to be.
It's gonna be number 5.
That's
Well-
okay. You know what? Let's just let him have it.
Yeah.
Are you okay with...
Well,
I
do you think?
already cut open a vein and bled
Oh God.
everywhere at some point. Just
Yoshi,
like,
I'm
let me
okay
it's
with
have
gonna
it.
have like, my opinion is like, what was it? Paper Mario, and then Melee, and then either Metroid or Luigi's Mansion.
Oh, so we're all in agreement that Twilight Princess is
Would
the
be-
5th best
yeah.
GameCube game.
All in agreement.
All in agreement.
All in agreement. Okay, so now we just need to figure out 2, 3, and 4.
2, Luigi's Mansion. I'll just say that.
I really like Luigi's Mansion,
I think
guys.
Luigi's Mansion is number 2.
I'm tempted to argue for Melee, but
I
I,
would
don't
also.
think I can.
Are we really doing Luigi's Mansion at number 2?
I think we
Well, the
are.
first
That
games
is
that come out,
very
second best one to
surprising.
come out.
We have to be the hipsters.
Well, let's all be honest here.
I would put
There's
I
a lot
would
of
put
great games for the
Melee.
GameCube.
I would put Melee at number 2 just because it's so.
So should we put it at number 3?
No,
I
Metroid
would put
Prime.
I legit
I would put Metroid Prime
I would
at 4.
legitimately put Melee above Metroid Prime.
I got my Metroid Prime in. It's fine. I got to number 5.
Okay.
I cut
All
some
right.
throats to get there, but these
All
things have
right.
to happen.
So that was relatively painless,
I mean,
except, well, it was-
there's like 2 games on that list that are not good.
I mean, it's the GameCube. What did you
Yeah,
expect?
I was honest. Like, there's not a lot of great games for
A
GameCube.
children's console, if you will. I mean, it's a
Yes.
cube. Come
Have
on.
you seen that controller? Was
Have
it
you
made
seen
for
that
it?
handle on the back? What are you gonna do with that? You gonna beat someone over the head with
I
your
did have this
GameCube?
little
Hey,
handle for it.
hey.
You bring it to lunch one
that
day in
handle's
the elementary
useful.
school.
That handle's
I'm
useful.
going to my friend's
for
house to
portable
do
GameCube.
some more Melee.
So
You
this.
you could do land on Mario Kart.
That's true.
Too bad it's not one of the top 5 GameCube games.
Yeah, well,
It's even worse than Resident Evil
It's
4.
top 10. It's top 10 GameCube game.
So this leaves our list number 5, The Legend of Zelda: Twilight Princess. Number 4, Metroid Prime.
Woo!
Number 1. Number 3, Super Smash Bros. Melee. Number 2, Luigi's Mansion.
Woo!
And number 1, Paper Mario and the Thousand-Year Door.
Hey, I got my pick, I guess.
Yeah. We all got something out of this.
This is a happy ending. This is a happy ending for the panel.
Sure.
Feelings are high. I'm feeling great.
I'm feeling low.
I'm feeling fantastic.
You got Metroid Prime on there.
Why? I'm sorry you didn't get your Naruto pick in there. We don't put
True,
garbage games
true.
on the list.
I just said I played Naruto. I didn't even put it on the list.
Well,
Naruto.
I think that's been a very successful show for VGAL. I've been your host, Joe Lunghi.
I've been Tyler James, I guess.
I'm still Chase Weaver.
I'm Yoshi.
Don't sound so sad. Don't sound so glum,
That's me.
chum.
That's how she normally sounds. That's just rude at some point.
She sounded so sad. She's
You're
like,
just
I'm
being-
Yoshi.
You're just being
She's like,
mean.
we put it at number 5. And I was happy with that.
This is my happy voice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're
I'm just an asshole.
Yeah, you're just an ass.
Yeah.
That's okay.
I
Unlike
mean,
me, a nice guy.
True.
you're both terrible. I hope you know
What? What?
And on that
Well,
note,
I never.
we'll see you all next time. Thanks for listening.